Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to...
British schools be like
what?
People outside of the UK always think that British schools are like Hogwarts of Harry Potter.
Yes, that's what I would think.
It's just random kids in uniform going to old, outdated buildings to internalize useless information. Like,
I've seen, passing in a bus, kids from school in Britain, in London.
That sounds so sad. Like, the kids were at school, and you're like, on a bus, and you're like...
No, why is that sad? No, I'm just saying I've seen... Because, in Lithuania, we don't really have uniforms, so it was interesting to me that, they have to wear uniform because everybody was wearing uniforms. So that was like, oh, wow.
Like how the leaves are green because of a pigment called chlorophyll. Taught by these types of teachers. Nothing really special there, is it? I only wish UK schools had that Hogwarts vibe. That would be the only occasion where I'll actually go to school again. British schools are, let's just say, an interesting experience to say the least. As a guy who was born in the UK, raised in the UK, and still lives in the UK, I only attended British schools. And it's been a while since I've attended high school. And when I mean a while, I mean only 4 years ago. And I don't think there's a wild assumption that school in Britain hasn't changed at all after I left. But you could have finished high school in the UK 50 years ago, and the same thing still happens. That's how outdated school in the UK is, but I will expand on that later. Now, I know some get confused with the British schooling system, and some are the Americans, let's be honest. They will ask things like,
what is a year 7? Why are called junior and senior year of college?
Listen, don't ask me, I didn't make the rules. But let me explain it in a nutshell. We call our elementary school primary school.
Primary school? Y'all British people have the weirdest terms.
Again, like I said, I didn't make the rules.
We could say primary or elementary.
It means the same word, just a word.
I'm not contradicting myself. Again, alright, back to what I was saying. We call our middle school and high school secondary school. We call our junior and senior years sixth form or college.
Wow. See, that's why you have to be careful how you say, okay, if you went to college, because then you think you only went to middle school or high school?
So colleges in Europe, they're like, at least in Lithuania, maybe similar to... It's like a vocational school in Lithuania. It's college. University is what you call college here, because here it's like college, university.
Yeah, they use it interchangeably.
But in Europe there's a difference.
Explanation explains it for your undeveloped YouTube shorts, TikTok, no attention span, plain what's up, brain. Hey! Don't go clicking off the video right now, baby girl. All students who went to British schools had to wear school uniform. A lot of people despise wearing school uniform. I always hear them saying,
how can American students get to wear their own clothes but we can't?
No, it's not true. At our schools, you have to wear uniforms to prevent bullying.
But you fancy went to private school, no?
What do you mean?
Your school wasn't private?
In high school?
Yeah.
It was a magnet program. So there's like, it's not private, it's public school, but I was in the program to go to that school because I was in a music program.
Oh. But
it wasn't private.
It was a fancy school, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I feel like in regular high schools, you wear what you want. Like,
no, Rosie, he wears a uniform.
Oh, then I don't, never mind.
They changed now. We used to have a policy where you can wear what you want, but there's of course dress code. But then after some time, they say wear uniform.
Because high school, when I was here, I attended senior year of high school here in the States. All you had to make sure is a polo shirt. Wear what you want as long as a polo shirt, and Friday is a casual, so wear whatever shirt you want on Friday. But just had to be a polo shirt on Mondays through Thursdays. So it wasn't a uniform per se.
Yeah, and they kind of wanted to tell who was going to school, who's not going to school, because you're supposed to be in your uniform.
That does make sense.
No, I get where you're coming from. It would be nice to wear your own clothes and show off how
I used to get fashion.
But no seriousness, I don't even mind wearing school uniform. But why? Because you can judge if everyone's wearing the same thing. It's just easy to pick out and wear school uniform.
The bullying thing is a good solution to bullying. Yeah.
But then it like converted like, okay, what
into
can
shoes,
you into shoes,
you change shoes,
and then also what you can do with the uniform if you could elevate a little bit.
Yeah, but some people they cannot afford fancy clothes, and so it's I get it.
It's all wrong having to choose what clothes to wear from Monday to Friday. Yeah, man, I get it. I am some lazy bum. But I hate how the teachers take students wearing school uniforms so seriously. Honestly, they would examine every minute and intricate detail of how I am wearing my school uniform. I make out like I'm the best guest in the
it helps solve the issue, but then another issue arises. Like, okay, what kind of pants were you wearing? Were you wearing the Dickies? Were you wearing the branded like khakis to wear? Were you wearing the cute little skirts from a certain brand? Like they had to have the, you could get like a plain white polo, but the one that had the little logo Like, what's that one, the alligator? Lacrosse?
Cross.
Lacrosse? Did it have lacrosse? Did it have Hollister? Did it have, like, those type of things, you know?
If
It's
you learn this
crazy.
failure from in the wrong way, they never fail to get up in your face and repeat.
Top of your shirt and wear your blazer. You must always come in school looking presentable, not homeless.
Shut up, don't care. Now, school buses does exist in Britain, especially in rural areas, but they ain't as iconic as the yellow school buses that your Americans have. Me personally, I took public transport to go to school, and it was free to take buses in particular to go to school, so I couldn't complain. Nah, I am going to complain. Taking those London buses after school was insane. Absolutely insane. Why is it that every time you take the bus home after school, you get those school menaces on the upper deck sitting at
I've
the back of the
taken
bus,
it
playing loud ass
once
TV
and then
speaking
never again. The school bus. It was not for me.
drill music for everyone to hear. These dudes were so annoying. It's not every day you play that music. And you got that one dude from school always eating chicken wings ferociously on the bus. The way they eat their chicken, you think it's your last meal. And the worst thing about school transport is missing a bus. It doesn't matter whether before school or after school. The pain of missing a bus might be equivalent to stepping on wet floor with socks on. It's the biggest pet peeve. Imagine running for the bus, going through second-hand embarrassment, just miss it by an inch. At that point, you'll feel like your world is crumbling. You would have to wait for another bus. That would take 40 minutes to arrive, which will inevitably make you late to school, which will ultimately give you a late detention. Now, when you actually
I got
arrive to a British
detention
school,
before.
you notice
You got detention for being late?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, you are on your own time, so.
I was late, and then one time I got mixed up with talking, and they say,
Oh, you talk,
and
yeah,
then
you
and
talk
they
a
say
lot.
I have to do detention. I said, okay, so you go to detention. You know what they make you do? They make you look at the wall.
Really?
Yeah, they say sit still. I was going mad. Sit still. Look at the wall. That's horrible.
everything in the school is old. The buildings, old.
Twice I got
The windows,
detention.
old. The walls, more Asian than Asian Egypt. The tables, the chairs, the playground. I could go on. This isn't the case for every school in the UK, but for the schools that I attended, it most
I
of
will say, well, again, compared to Lithuania, not UK, American schools are newer. Like the facilities, everything is nicer. It's way nicer.
definitely is. The classroom always has broken molded ceilings with holes, and that always used to scare me. What if those holes had spiders or aliens living inside? And the computers were some old Windows computers that were slow as hell. But me and the boys
You
didn't
haven't
care.
seen a
During IT
really
class,
nice high school.
Well, I'm talking about regular schools. I'm not talking about the fancy one. No, those are like fucking next level, yeah.
we would just bang out flash games on those computers. It was so fun. Speaking of classes, anyone that has been to a British school can vouch that every school classroom was laid out like this, with these chairs and these tables. Ah, the memories, man. The teachers used to hand out planners for our homework and exercise books for our lessons. We got homework mostly online. When we got maths homework, we had to do it in online platforms like Sparks.
I was excited to go to middle school to move from those basic desks to the ones that you see on TV, which is like a L and it's connected to the chair.
Oh.
I didn't know how to get in my first time. I went in the wrong way. I'm looking.
No. In Lithuania, the desks are the same as UK. Yeah, they're
No.
the same. Yeah. Actually, these look like a little thinner. I was like old school Soviet thick wood. Yeah,
Maths or heavy to maths. I can't
and it's
believe
always gum stuck under from like 10 years ago.
Only in like in our science class we had like the proper lab tables, which was big and 2 to each. That was nice.
saying this, but doing homework online was probably the only way I could stand doing homework. I couldn't stand papers and textbooks. I just wanted to rip them all and dump it in the bin. And the teachers were all irritated. When you're having a laugh with your mate in class, they would say,
this is not what I expect from you, year 11.
yeah, as if my time with you women isn't sediment enough. I need to be reminded how many years of life I spent doing this. Also, when the lesson is running, you ask the teacher that you need to go to the toilet, and they unironically say,
Why didn't you go at break time?
this question, in my opinion, will always be the stupidest question.
The
that
worst
teachers
is
ask.
when they
And
say, wait, can I use the restroom? Can you? Goodbye.
This question to this day is crazy. Why do teachers think, alongside the millions of other timetables and schedules that we have, that we also have one that tells us at what time we need to go to the toilet? I suggest you allow me to go to the toilet now, unless if you want your classroom to smell like dog piss and the chairs and floors drenched. Oh, and this is my favorite one.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I do.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that same
I hate
logic,
that.
that means that I can be late to class with no consequences, because if the bell doesn't dismiss me, then it doesn't tell me when to show up either. Right, that's it. I will see you after the lesson. If you want to waste my time, I'll waste yours. And they ain't lying when they say I'll waste yours, because if you misbehave, the teacher will issue you a Saturday detention. Did your school have a Saturday detention?
Oh,
Let me
Saturday
know.
detention is awful.
You had Saturday
No,
detention?
oh, not that bad. No.
What's Saturday detention?
Saturday detention? You come on Saturday and you sit there. Look at the on a Saturday, early in the morning. A teacher hate their life because they have to watch the kids.
But
in the
what if
morning.
you don't come?
No, you have to come.
But what if you don't?
I don't know. I think they call your parents, see if there's a deeper issue.
Saturday.
Yeah.
After going through this prison Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. You
Yeah,
honestly
it's
think
long.
I will
I
actually
think
attend a
Saturday
detention?
detention is longer. On the weekday is shorter. I think it's like 30 minutes on the weekday.
Yeah, you don't know me well. I hate detentions in general. If
And
you're late, you
sometimes
get a detention.
the
If
teacher
you-
try to get you to leave too. They say, okay, just sit still for at least 5 minutes, then you can go. But if you move, I have to make you sit longer.
didn't do your homework, you get a detention. If you slept in class, you get a detention. If you dropped a pencil on the floor, you get a detention. If you drank water without asking a teacher permission, you get a detention. It's not everything. It's detention. Oh my days. And don't get me started on British school assemblies. The principal will be like, "Good morning, year 7. Morning, Mrs. Waterhouse. I can't hear you. Morning, year 7.
Oh my
Shut
God,
up.
yes.
7 a.m. in the morning. You don't have to shout. School assemblies can be trash or good. There's no in between. If there are guest speakers rambling about their life story or the principal yapping about how appalling our behavior is as a year, then it's trash. If they brought guest speakers like Megan Fox or Madison Beer, then it's good. It's also good when there are school talent shows, school culture days, or graduation assemblies. Those assemblies always hit, bro. But it has to be run by some random dude farting which things shut the whole hall. Anyways, enough of school assemblies. Let's talk about school exams. Now, British schools have a thing called SATs and GCSEs. SATs are basically final exams for primary school and GCSEs are final exams for secondary school. However, I want to focus on GCSEs. GCSEs are kind of a big deal because they are valued by sixth form, colleges, universities, and employers. So it's in your best interest to pay attention to every lesson because the topics on those lessons will lead up to those final exams. Except it doesn't. When you open up that exam paper, most of the questions on that exam paper are questions that you never learn in class. And that will be the most annoying thing in the world. I have just studied hard on the topic you teachers taught. Why am I seeing things on the exam paper that we never learned in class? So pro tip, for students who are taking their GCSEs, when the teacher says that the exact topics they taught come up in the exam, take that statement with a pinch of salt and revise every topic imaginable in that example so you're fully prepared. After exams, British secondary school graduation was actually elite. The last day of school was phenomenal. We will have these awesome school reward assemblies.
Yeah.
They will listen to music and write good luck notes on people's shirts. And then after all of that, we'll have school prom. And no, I didn't have a prom day, as I didn't have race during secondary. But I had a good time nevertheless. Now, students finish their GCSEs around end of June and they collect their GCSE results at end of August. No one looked forward to the GCSE results day. Everybody was nervous. You would then see people walking out to school crying. Some would be very happy and they would be cheering. For me, dog, I just went to school, got my results, paper and dipped. I looked at the results on the bus and I had no reaction. As my results were just okay, it wasn't that bad where I had to lie to my African parents about it, but it certainly wasn't as good to be considered in Cambridge University. It was just mid. I barely passed, honestly, and I failed maths. Yes, I was illiterate with maths. Quite embarrassing, but we moved. I was just glad secondary school was over. And that wraps everything about British schools in a nutshell. I have a video comparing American schools to British schools, so if you want to watch that, click on screen right now.
Interesting. I feel, we have to take this a little bit with a grain of salt. It's his
Yeah.
experience, so I don't think every school was like that, but that was his experience, so it's interesting.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And always, share as much kindness as possible.